My brother. Ala City.
What a day. What a day, Carl. What a day. I can see, you know when you know that something is happening. Do you remember yesterday when I started throwing those things in? There's pieces coming in together. And then this morning, I knew that this thing has to be done. When the tears started coming from Madrid fans and Arsenal fans, I was behind Arsenal, by the way. I have been behind you all season, and Arsenal fans are the most bitter individuals. I can't believe you made a thread on crying why Haaland is going to City. Do you think he was going to go to Arsenal? Keep dreaming.
What were they saying? What was the problem?
They're like, the reason why nobody's caring about this Haaland news is because City, nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about Haaland. Haaland is overrated. I was like, wow, he's overrated now.
So Patrick, all I'll tell them is enjoy Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, you do. So how are you feeling, Carl? After 6 months ago, you said Haaland is definitely coming to City, and people laughed at you.
Well, Patrick, this is what we talk about, and it's unfortunate because sometimes when we talk, people laugh because there are many reasons why people laugh. Sometimes you can't blame them because they don't know.
You know what? Sorry for cutting, but I wish I clipped those people. I wish I had the pictures of those people commenting on the first Haaland video we did in November when you talked about prices and whatever the break amount. Somebody said, "Stop daydreaming. He's too expensive. We'll pay for him." I remember. I'm not going to mention names. I remember somebody commenting underneath your status saying, "Oh, it's too expensive. City will never pay such a ridiculous amount for somebody's age."
Yeah. Well, and this is, let me explain to people what I do, and I'm not going to go into too much details, right? And Patrick, you know me quite well. We've become very good friends now. We kind of know what we both do. So when I talk about things, I don't talk about things from a fan perspective, right? I've been in boardrooms, very, very high level boardrooms with executives in very large corporations, right? I've seen how the boardroom works. I've done deals with companies from the Middle East. I've done transactions, I've raised cap, done all those things. So I understand how deals are structured, how deals are put together, right? Was in charge of doing that, many, many deals with very large private equity firms. Some of my friends also work for this private equity firm. So we talk about how things work and are structured. So when we did the case for Haaland in November, right, those same skill sets that I've used in working for.
Oh, wait. Let's not go far because people in this world, when like you talked about it, and everybody was skeptical, even from the beginning. All of us were skeptical when you mentioned the amounts and everything. Right. But keep talking. I will look for that video because I want people to always remember that sometimes it's good to listen to people when somebody speaks. So you continue talking anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so just some background. So the reason why I was so confident was that I said, okay, let's build a case for Erling Haaland. Let's build that case for Erling Haaland. I first of all started by saying that the Harry Kane deal was never going to happen, right? It was never going to happen. I don't care what Guardiola says or what I don't say. It was never going to happen. I called it the impossible deal. Why? Number one, right? Harry has 6 years left of his 4 years left on his contract. Number two, Daniel Levy will never sell Harry Kane to City. It's politics. It's not just about Premier League. It's politics, right? So to me, that was a dead deal. And even though they were talking about it, I said, no, it ain't happening. And then in November, we said, okay, Patrick, let's look at the possibility. Once Dortmund left the Champions League in the group stage, we said,
I have the receipt. Let's
look at the possibility for Erling Haaland.
Let me play it. Carl, let me play it. Don't preach too much. I want to play this because people laughed. Guys who are watching this, the reason why I'm playing this is because last year in November, Carl told me that he's looked at the numbers and he's looked at what happened with the Kane situation, and he feels that Man City can afford Haaland and sign Haaland. This was last year November. So I want to play this because a lot of people laughed. I remember people were laughing. Some people DM'd Carl and told him to stop spreading fake news, and some people posted on his Twitter saying, "Oh, City will never pay such an ego-driven player. Will never sign him." And then he had few people. So
yeah, that's good. We'll see what happens with that.
Go ahead.
Dortmund are out of the current Champions League, right? We know they're out. They're out. They're going to the Europa League. right? In fact, yeah, they're going to the Europa League, basically. They will forfeit over £50 million in potential Champions League prize money, resulting in more post-COVID revenue problems. Because the whole last year there was COVID, there weren't fans in the stadium. It took a financial hit, a very huge financial hit. Clearly, right? And then so because they're not making the round of 16 and forward, they are going to lose over £50 million in revenues, right? And if they don't win the Bundesliga or they don't make top 4, they're going to lose more money. So the report came out yesterday from a source, 90 Minutes is a source that I posted online. It says Dortmund are open to instrumental bids to maximize Erling Haaland's fee. This was of yesterday. And anybody who has common sense and you're running a business will know that. Why would I want to wait till June or July, Patrick, right? And sell my best asset for a fee that I know is worth more than. Why do I try and get an auction going right now in January window, which is the only window?
So obviously it's a long video. If you want to go watch it at our channel. But that's what Carl said. Carl broke down the amounts, right? So that's why I asked him recently when those amounts came out, guys who are watching, because I was like, Carl, privately, I was impressed by the numbers. How did you know the numbers that are close? Numbers are so close. Whatever is going to receive is so close. And a lot of City fans, as I said, attacked him and said, there's no way City can pay that amount for somebody who's got an ego issue. So they said Haaland has an ego issue. Some people also said, oh, this is ridiculous what you're talking about. We are fine with Alvarez. Alvarez is the only striker coming in. Yeah. Another thing on Alvarez, I remember when we were on the hype train for Alvarez and we made a video here. This is what we're just telling you guys, as you guys are just viewers. But this is what happens in YouTube world. Some YouTubers privately go to people in their DMs and tell them that, oh, stop preaching nonsense. So I remember when we said Alvarez is coming to City, it's going to be first choice. Somebody told us it's nonsense. He's not going to make the first team or ever sniff the first lineup. So Carl, keep saying. Go ahead.
What I got to say to those people is, who looks like an idiot now? Because we were talking, you didn't want to listen. Now look, the facts have come out.
Well, Adam, the thing about this is that, I mean, and this is why I think us fans sometimes we're guilty of looking at things superficially. We really, and maybe it's because I'm a little older, maybe because I've been through life a bit more. I've worked in different places. I've traveled a lot. I've seen a lot of things. But there's certain deals you have to look at. I mean, my friend Abdullah is on the call right here, right? He's a Chelsea fan, and Abdullah will tell you that the whole Chelsea situation with the owner and what was going on, every single thing we talked about has come to pass. Abdullah, if I'm wrong,
does he hear me?
Right, I hear you. Right, if I'm wrong, please tell the group.
My people are on that day, and I hope everybody is fine. Guys, I need to use the forfeit to go next season. Carl, please, I beg.
Abdullah, you know it doesn't work that way. You know football doesn't work that way.
I know. See, this is it now. There's a difference between Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp knows how to improve player. And when people compare Haaland to Lukaku, it just make me laugh. Imagine Haaland playing against a team like Bournemouth, Fulham, Crystal Palace. My Lord in heaven, I'm not turning off that TV. I'm just gonna turn it off because I know how many people is gonna score with KDB. Bernardo Silva, Riyad Mahrez behind him.
Well, think about this is that I mean, so for all of us City fans, right? Right now, De Bruyne plays false 9, plays number 10, plays number 8. He's all over the whole place. He got tired now.
Yeah.
But when you have a Haaland who is there, remember 17-18, we had an Aguero, we had an explosive front three.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting with this kid. You're getting a kid who is a robot who can finish his chances. And all De Bruyne has to do is go back to the De Bruyne of 17-18.
Oh my God, guys! Breaking news. I just saw it now. Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich.
Who?
What did you say?
Yeah, Sadio Mane to FC
Mane.
Yeah.
Mane to Bayern Munich.
Yep.
I'm not surprised.
I think Liverpool will renew Mohamed Salah's contract. They might let Sadio Mane leave.
That's what I've always said.
Right, Abdullah. Yep. Isn't that what we talked about earlier?
We talked about it on my stream. That's true.
We talked about it on your stream now. Again, see, Abdullah, fans out there, let's begin to think like we're in the boardroom.
How do Liverpool want to let Sadio Mane leave and just
Abdullah, I've always said that Liverpool, if it comes to a scenario, they will sacrifice Fabinho or Mane, and they will keep Salah. I've always said that, but some Liverpool fans laughed at me, and I said to them, listen, this
is the habit, Adam. People laugh just because they don't believe you, or they think that you're not friends with anybody in the club, people will laugh at you. I'm telling you, I want a 2-page apology to Carl. 2-page. You know who you are. I don't want to mention your name. Just come out and just give that apology. You can send it to me. I will
your name and shame.
Yes, I want a 2-page apology.
Patrick, you know what's funny? You know what's funny?
You're telling people that it's fake news. I want you.
I'm gonna be happy this summer because hopefully this coming week or next week, Chelsea took over my complete. When I see some signing from Chelsea, Manchester signing Haaland, Man United trying to make moves. So this summer, people calling EPL a farmers league. It won't be a farmers league because we're gonna be seeing some potential signing coming to the club.
Of course,
yeah.
So this is gonna be where everybody's gonna be like, we need to know what's going on in the EPL.
Yeah, everybody has to step up now, isn't it? Because when you sign like this, somebody like Haaland, I'm pretty sure other clubs are like, these guys were already in front of us. Now we have to.
Do you know how much abuse I get last year just because I mentioned Haaland to Chelsea? I get so much abuse just because I was mentioning Haaland.
Well, let's get
because people are like that. People think that huh?
Let's go back to the gist of this and what he's showing right here.
Explain this. You see what I've come up with, Carl. I wanted you to explain this finances.
So let me break this down. So what Patrick is showing right here is what we talked about in November. And here's what we said, that we all know that Haaland's release cost is £64 million, and we were spot on. Some people said it was 90, it was 80. No, we said it was 64 million.
Sorry, for continue. This is what I hear. This is the report.
Right. Okay.
Bayern Munich want to sign Sadio Mane this summer. Now, we understand that Hasan Salihamidzic, who is Bayern's sporting director, met with Mane's agent over the weekend. Now, talks with Liverpool over a new contract have been difficult, we understand, because Liverpool are concentrating on trying to sign Mohamed Salah. And this apparently has annoyed Mane. Now, he's under contract at Anfield until 2023. The news coming out of Sky Germany is that Bayern Munich are attempting to sign Sadio Mane.
And you know what? Kudos to Mane. Kudos to Mane, because Mane is doing the right thing. Kudos to him, my black brother from Senegal. Kudos to you, brother, for making that move. Because you know what? You deserve better.
Yeah.
Without you, the year you won the Premier League would not have happened, brother.
Yeah.
You won the African Nations Cup. You carried your team to the Nations Cup final. Kudos to you, brother.
The disrespect that this man gets from Liverpool fans.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much, man.
Oh, Veda, welcome. You're about to say something, Veda.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the YouTube algorithm, that was fair usage rights. We're reviewing that commentary, so please don't hit us with any copyright infringement or anything like that. That was fair usage rights. Just had to put that out there.
Thank you for that. I forgot about that. I remember to come after you. So, Mr. Cow, do you want to continue gloating with the...
Yeah. So we said that this was in November, by the way. We got the release cost right. We said that hypothetically, we're looking at maximum wages for Haaland being about £85,000 a week, right? People said no.
Not the 500, not the 500 by Sky. And that's
people said no. He's going to want 700. He's going to want 800. I'm like, that's all BS. He ain't going to want that money. You know why he won't want that money? You know why? Because his current wages is 132. So we're almost tripling his wages. And by the way, it comes out that it's actually around 300. It's actually less than Jack Grealish. Imagine that. Right, his wages, right? And so it comes to about £300,000 a week. Agents' fees around 30 million. God rest his soul, might mean a Riola, right? And then the contract length of 5 years, right? Which means that his total cost over 5 years, total cost is about £194 million, which is a £54 million saving over a Hurricane deal, which we got Hurricane.
Not the 250 that's been reported by that guy from Sky.
So thank you, Daniel Levy, for yesterday's performance for Liverpool, and also thank you for not giving us a Hurricane, right? But here's a kicker, and I thought about this yesterday, guys. Beta is that Haaland's release cost is £64 million. Okay, from a financial perspective, once Haaland signs for Man City, what's his book value on the balance sheet? His book value on the balance sheet is about £150 million. So all of a sudden, you have an asset with equity of over £90 million. Let me explain what that means, guys, to you guys. So we're basically buying an asset from Dortmund at a price of 64 million when that play is actually worth 150. So we now have the ability to take that 150, put it on our balance sheet to make sure the club is bigger. in terms of financially than anybody else, which you can leverage in the future to do other things. $94 million equity. It's like buying a house in West London for £200,000 when that house is worth 1.5 million. All of a sudden, you have the ability to do things that you couldn't do before because you have that asset surplus on your balance sheet. So people are talking about, oh, his wages are 20 million a year. Well, 20 million a year versus the balance sheet size of 94 plus million basically wipes it off completely.
Yeah. And the value that you were determining, that's why it was such an outrageous number last year when they were trying to buy him before his release clause. That's why that number was so large. You're absolutely right.
So financially, it's a massive, it's a masterclass by Chiki. It's a masterclass by Chiki. And we talked about one thing, Patrick. We said that in November. City have to go to the next slide, please. Go to the next slide, please. The final slide, real quick. Of that, Kenny. We said that City have to make Dortmund and Haaland an offer they cannot refuse. So the Godfather, for those who won't watch, go watch Godfather. Go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. Or move forward to the. There we go. Right. What City must do. We said forget about the Hurricane deal. It's impossible. It's dead. Right. We said make Dortmund and Haaland an offer they cannot refuse. Give him the wages that he wants. Use all his father's ties to the club to give him the incentive to come. Right? Tell him he's going to be Aguero's replacement. Number 9 shirt is yours. Jesus will give you number 33 if you're still around, or number 19. Right? Paint to him the romantic story of his father returning home to the club that he loves and all that kind of stuff. Right? The delay of working with Guardiola, playing with De Bruyne, with Bernardo Silva, winning Premier League titles, as opposed to being in Dortmund and always finishing second. Right? We talked about being a consistent contender for Ballon d'Or. We talked, by the way, Ballon d'Or's criteria for winning has actually changed this year. It's no longer about just winning the competition. It's about your performance over the season. So all these things we talked about in November, and we were convinced that Haaland was going to come. We were convinced that in February or March, the wheels are going to start to turn for this case for Haaland. We were convinced that he was going to announce it this week or next week. Every single thing we talked about, Patrick and I and Adam, came to pass. And so I'm just excited about this because, I mean, imagine if this was wrong, Patrick, what would have happened to us? I
know who's going to come after us. My friend, apologize. I'm from Africa, apologize. Okay, cool. So, look, I'm just going to ask the panel. I'll ask Veta. So, Veta, let's move away from the financial side, which our friend Carl has explained amazingly. And guys, go watch the video. Carl was cooking in the video. So now
I'll leave a like and a comment as well on the video.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go to the comments. Very soon, Adam, I'll leave you in charge to be reading these comments. You know,
no.
Okay, cool. It says Haaland. Welcome to you, man, McLavin, Aguero, and obviously this is you, my brother Abdullah. Okay, cool. So, oh my God, what a signing, Charlie, man. We were looking for a striker. We were starving, man.
Patrick, you know what's annoying about this Haaland is, as a Chelsea fans, I'm very, very worried. Like out of 100%, I'm 80% worried because I know how the Premier League work. You see these English media people. Me, I don't like me and Liverpool fans. They all know me. Everybody know me in social media. We are fighting. We will never stop our fighting until Jesus has come to earth. Me and them, we are fighting. Everybody knows me very well. I can't hide it. They know me very well. So Haaland coming to Premier League for me. I'm never ready to have that conversation.
You wanted him at Chelsea.
I wanted him at Chelsea. I've been saying it for a very long time. This is what I want because in terms of Chelsea, we lack what is called mentality.
No, but to be honest with you, you know when Chelsea were linked with him, I was saying that to some Chelsea fans in Twitter spaces. Yeah, I said to them, listen, the whole transfer window, I said to them, listen, I can guarantee you now, that Haaland would not be coming to Chelsea. I said it with chest, and I said that in their spaces, and you know what they said to me? You're just hating because you're a rival fan and you don't want to see us succeed. And then when it didn't happen, I went back to them and I said to them, listen, I want an apology from every single one of you guys. You had energy, when you were saying that. So where's that energy from when I clearly say it to you? He's not gonna go to Chelsea. Dortmund are not gonna let him go.
Wait a minute. Is Haaland younger than Alvarez? Alvarez
yes,
is 22,
he is.
Haaland is 21. Wow.
Oh my.
Wow. Wow, there's going to be Charlie, everybody, YSK, welcome. And YSK, I didn't get a notification. No, you have to put your notification button on YSK. But this stream was supposed to be at 7, but we decided just to jump on. So, Veta, I'm gonna let you smoke these fools, man. Tell me, are you excited about this? No, smoke them, man. Smoke them. You know what? Right now, at the age I am, I'm more patient. But the younger Patrick could have started name dropping,
Hey,
and going
listen,
after it. Because you know who
Patrick,
you are.
Patrick,
You
I've already been a petty motherfucker on Twitter as it is.
yeah.
No, but let's be. I mean, we have a guest here. His name is Abdullah. He's a friend of the show. He's a friend of ours, right? We are on next Saturday. We're all going to be Chelsea fans next Saturday.
Thank you, Abdullah. Please.
I beg, Patrick, I beg, I need some prayer. Please, I beg, I hate Liverpool. So I'm not gonna hide it.
I hope. I had this other dream though. Was it yesterday? I had a dream where they only won the Carabao Cup and we were all laughing at them. So Veta, what do you think, man? It all started yesterday, and on the WhatsApp group we're in, I was just posting. Me and Carl were the ones talking to each other, but I think Adam maybe was busy, other people were busy. But Adam, you saw I was posting those small signs. I was like, there's a lot of pieces falling together. A lot of pieces were falling together. Oh, Dortmund have sealed the signing of that kid who's
That
using Haaland.
no,
Yeah, Dortmund, it's done now. And then Fab says, he puts a hint, Haaland is so close. And then that guy comes on TV.
That's what I've said to Carl, yeah, as well.
You know the replacement for Haaland, guys. You know the replacement for Haaland.
Yeah, that's what I said to Carl as well. I said to Carl, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. When you play a jigsaw puzzle, you put every piece together, and that's why it's like this transfer has been, where you get every piece like bit by bit.
Yeah.
And then when Karim Adeyemi was going to Dortmund, that's where you got like say a big chunk of the jigsaw piece.
Yeah,
Let's go to Vader. Vader, I think you're up next, Vader.
I just want. I want to say this because you guys were saying a lot and spitting facts from the very beginning, and ever since the very first, my first show with you guys was the financial breakdown. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was to talk about all of the movements that Manchester City could make. And I have an older video where I say, Pitchpoint, true City fan, I can't say how they know, but I know that they know with regards to this Haaland deal. So it's been confidence for a while with regards to the signing. What I want to say first and foremost, as you guys were talking about it, the numbers that you guys are presenting and the numbers that are coming out as confirmed, let's dismiss the fact that no other club could do this. All right? These aren't astronomical numbers, unmanageable numbers by these other legacy clubs, heritage clubs, or big clubs, right? Let's be real. Everyone had a chance at getting Haaland. And what came out really early with all the speculation and what was coming out of his camp, agent camp, and his dad was that Haaland was looking for the project. Haaland was looking for the next phase of his career to continue to develop and to challenge. So he assessed the entire football world. All right. Everybody was twerking for Haaland. Let's remember that. Everybody was lifting up or wearing a low cut top. Everyone was showing him to come here. And what happened? He chose the project. He chose Manchester City. And I'm ecstatic. I can't have been calmed down with the type of videos that I'm already speculating on doing and the panel shows with you guys to go back and forth because the options and the different alterations, the different teams that can be put together with this person up front. Not only that, we don't talk about it enough because it doesn't quite hit the headlines. But Patrick, you've reminded us in a subtle way. You've told us, hey guys, let's not forget, Alvarez is already confirmed. So the need that we've wanted for a while, not only do we have, I'm going to call the universal soldier, the cyborg in Haaland, we also have Alvarez, and the man is a talent. Someone in the comments already pointed out that he's younger than Alvarez. So in terms of a project and what we have in terms of youth and having this being a sustainable push, I'm gonna be talking for days on this. I'm gonna be talking for days.
No, you have to look. You deserve it, man. Everybody, okay, City fans watching out there, like the vid, subscribe to Pitchpoint, Veta Games, subscribe to the Blue Studio. That's my boys Abdullah's channel. Subscribe to Pitchpoints, guys.
Yeah,
you deserve it as City fans. You deserve it. You deserve it.
I want to just highlight what Vator just said. So imagine a front three of a 21-year-old, 22-year-old Phil Foden, who's the oldest of the three. Okay, so think about that. Phil Foden, if he plays in the front three with Haaland, Alvarez, and Haaland, right, he will be the youngest, oldest. He'll be the grandfather of the front three. He will be the most experienced person in the front three who's playing at Man City. Just think about that for one moment. Foden is going to be 20 to 23. Haaland is 21. Alvarez is 21. 21, not 25. Right? Sterling all of a sudden becomes the grandfather for all these kids. De Bruyne is it's like grandpappy, right? He's 29, 30 years old. Bernardo Silva is 24, 25. But the pace and the running and the passing from that front three, if you guys haven't watched Julian Alvarez play, go watch him play.
I saw him, yeah.
To be honest with you,
he reminds me of a young Aguero mixed with a Carlos Tevez. The finishing, the hard work, the movement, the aggression on and off the ball. That's what it reminds me of.
to be honest with you, the person that I feel like that benefits the most from this transfer, is Kevin De Bruyne. Without a shadow of a doubt. Next season, I can bet you this, he will break every assist record that is known to man. He will break it. Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne is going to be cooking in that midfield, and all of the meals that the past years, all of the meals that he's been serving on a plate for whoever we've had out front over the years, they're finally going to be finishing those meals. They're finally going to be finishing those. Kevin De Bruyne, Manchester City as a whole, it's going to be a beautiful season.
Please don't do this to me. I'm having a
listen to Abdullah. Listen to Abdullah.
I have given up already.
Abdullah, you're always welcome to come to City. So we welcome you anytime.
No, but Abdullah, to be fair to Abdullah is a balanced guy. Let's be fair to him. I think what Chelsea just need to do is just settle down and pick who you want to be in the 11.
Yeah, the report
figure out how to get Lukaku firing. That's what you have to do.
Complete next week. There's some report already coming out that everything is being settled underneath. So when the government and the Premier League confirmed Todd Bowley officially, then I think other news about players coming in like Koundé, Kalidou Koulibaly, Ousmane Dembele, and co.
Yeah, just settle down.
Coming in also to this kind of players.
Listen, just settle down your squad. Settle down your squad. Get you back into your rhythm. Focus on what's ahead, and you guys will do well.
I know we'll be fine, but I really, really want this guy, this number 9 guy. Really
I know. We haven't had a striker for 24 months.
I know.
No striker, and yet we're still in the league. And the chances yesterday were seen against Newcastle that was saying, "Oh my God, that was Haaland on the end of that. That's a goal."
Especially out of the Madrid one, Real Madrid chances.
So you want me to read the questions out, Patrick?
So if Bernardo Silva wants to be happy and go to Barcelona and we get Frankie de Jong, I'll make the deal. I will take that deal. Again, if the player is happy and if the player wants to leave, right, because he wants a new challenge and he wants to go to Barcelona, or we can get Frankie de Jong as a replacement and with some cash, thank you, Bernardo. You're wonderful. Good luck to you. Go ahead.
If he wants to leave, if he wants to leave as a club, we've shown you're free to go. Now, if it's to swap them, right? If it's Bernardo Silva still looking to stay here and complete what he started and wanting to obviously get the trophy that's been eluding us, then no, I don't want him to go.
Agree.
And I think you guys know this. I sound like a broken record talking about next year while we're in the present year, but what I think we also want to be careful about with regards to the players, who we retain still has to have that burning desire and that hurt from the semifinal.
Amen.
Correct.
We can't clear house too much and not have guys that are going to be guys that aren't going to remember the pain that was felt, because that's going to drive them to actually get through that line. So we need to be careful who we choose to let go.
Vader, you're absolutely spot on, mate. But think about this as well, right? Think about how the players feel right now in their homes. When all of a sudden, City make the signing for a number 9 that they haven't had for 2 years.
Of course, they've been starving.
There's a lift that you get from that. There's a lift that, oh my gosh, I'm getting. Look, I coach kids, right? And I talk about it all the time, right? And I was lucky to get the striker. At that level, the striker is phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal striker. One touch, bang, goal, no question. We lost the striker for about a couple of months due to injury, right? I know how the players felt. Striker comes back in, it lifts the whole team up 20, 30%. They feel and they work and they're energized by it. Having Erling Haaland come in as a number 9 striker, a prodigy, probably the 1 or 2 top strikers in the world right now, the one that everybody wants, changed the way Raheem Sterling thinks, changed the way Bernardo and De Bruyne and Rodri and Foden think. It completely changes that.
Yeah. The thing that can't be missed, guys, because at the end of the day, it's football. It's the way the game's played. We've watched matches and we've seen that the right play to make, whether it's coming from the wing or sometimes it's just within the midfield, but the right play to make is to cross it, is to send it into the box. That's the right play to make. But when we do that and unfortunately, we have a Sterling that's in the middle there jumping amongst trees, it's not going to pan out. Or even with regards to where we're playing false 9, it's the right play to make. You got to send it in the box, but we didn't have the right person there. All those plays, making the right plays they're finally going to be on the better side of the result because the probability of success is there with the right person. And we've acquired 2 of them.
The question is all yours, though, Veta. This question is yours. You answer. What do you think about that? YSK says, still think Pep going to leave in 2023?
So I'm gonna lean on some of the investigative work that I've seen from Patrick and Carl in the past, even and Adam as well. When you see what's happening with regards to who's acquiring who, this club just acquired this player. Where'd they get the money to do that? But that pending is money coming in from other transaction, in this case, Haaland and Manchester City. When you see a player, when you see youth like Alvarez, when you see a player like Haaland coming into City, and obviously the best time of City's modern success has been with Pep. I would not be the person that I am, and I doubt many of you would go to somewhere for a chance of success, knowing that the person there responsible for that success is leaving. So thinking that Pep is leaving in 2023, and you're only going to you're getting 1 season with him. I wouldn't place a bet on that. I don't think that's
that is actually true. That is actually true.
I mean, again, let's think about this from a strategic level, guys. It's a hard argument to make that Guardiola is going to leave next year when Haaland comes in this year, when we know that. Where's he going to go? What's he going to do? Is it going to go to Juventus? It's just a hard argument to make. I think what the club and the hierarchy are trying to do is replace one generation of players with the next generation of players and mature them. And what I mean by that is the last of the generation right now within the squad is Fernandinho, right? He's the last of the generation. He leaves this summer. Then we start a whole new fresh generation of players who came in 17, 18 all the way through. Walker, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, De Bruyne was one of the older ones with Sterling. I think that De Bruyne-Sterling cycle is the last cycle that may see Guardiola leave with them once he's established that maturity in the team. But these players are fresh new generation who is going to coach and get better. Again, I think that all the clubs in England benefit from this deal. The Premier League must be thanking God, right? Praising Allah, right? For the fact that Haaland is coming to City. You know why, Patrick? You know why, Abdullahi? Because it helps their numbers revenue-wise. Do you think in the world, you think anybody's going to watch the Bundesliga now with no Haaland and just Lewandowski banging in goals? They're all going to want to watch City Liverpool with Haaland playing Van Dijk, or Lukaku versus Haaland playing in the game, in the league. Everybody's going to want to watch that. So the Premier League, right? I mean, this is where I love what Varane and Chiki have done. They flexed. You know how you kind of flex? We're going to chill. Okay, Daniel Levy, we're going to play games. We're going to flex. And when we flex, we're going to flex and make sure we get that target that everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to talk to us. That's what he's done.
Yeah, and Daniel Levy and Harry Kane are going to regret not pulling the trigger when they did, especially Harry Kane. And I know that a lot of it was outside of Harry Kane's hands because obviously he wasn't showing up to practice, delayed his return to Tottenham because he wanted out, because he wanted more. Yes, they have Conte and they're doing their best to get into this top four, but that's not what Kane wants. Kane spent all these years at Tottenham not to just squeak into top four. This man wants to play for trophies, and this man wants to arguably go down as one of the best strikers in the EPL. To do that, you need trophies in addition to the scoring records and scoring that he's doing. So he's going to regret this move. Yeah, he's regretting this move.
You were saying what, Carl? Sorry.
So let me finish. So I know that we're all disappointed with the Champions League exit, right? But let me give you some perspective. Think about this, right? Imagine a Champions League final that City managed to get in there. No Diaz, no Stones, no Walker against the Liverpool's front three, and we lose. Which is worse? Imagine that.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine that. Number two, football is football. Things happen. It happens. I'm learning that right now. The same Tottenham that beat us twice in the league, the same Tottenham that denied us Harry Kane, the same Tottenham, people say, oh, without a striker, you can't win anything. It's the same Tottenham that went to Liverpool yesterday and got a point, and we got three, and now we're 3 points ahead. It's the same Tottenham that denied us Harry Kane that we were able to get Haaland. This is football.
Yeah.
Football is a mystery. And I think the better we understand that football is a mystery, the better we'll be able to enjoy the outcomes of it and enjoy those moments. I mean, Chelsea fans celebrated the Champions League final. Congratulations to them. You deserved it. You played really, really well. And I hope you guys win the FA Cup again on Saturday, because in my opinion, that goal Lukaku scored was a goal that was onside, but they denied you. And I kept on messed up with that last kick. So you're due one. And I hope you guys win it.
In the Caribou?
Yeah.
I
this
think,
is football.
Yeah. And to go back to your point, I think with regards to the Champions League, and had we made it to the final, and all the ailments, all the athletes that you mentioned in terms of not being a 100%, to determine which one's worse, exiting at the semifinal, exiting the final, one to Real Madrid, the other to Liverpool, we can have that debate at another time. But what's been clear, and I mentioned this before, to win a Champions League title, just the same way to win a EPL league title, you need to be a strong, successful, dominant team. You need to be able to do that. You need to be a good team. And you also need to be a complete team, right? At the Champions League, we would have made it to the final. Okay, all things being different, we secure and secure those last 2 minutes. But we make it to that Champions League final. You still need to be a complete team to win that trophy.
Yeah.
You have to be. So there's no cutting corners. There's no getting there via luck, really, because at the end of the day, you have to perform against the other 11 that's in front of you. And let's understand, it wasn't our time. The way we exited wasn't right. Totally agree. Didn't like that type of meltdown. But to win the trophy, you need to be a complete team, and we just aren't there yet.
But this is where we have to, guys in YouTube land, we have to begin to respect and appreciate Ferran Soriano, Chiki Begiristain, right? And Pep. These guys are friends. These guys came from the Barcelona that played the best football we've ever seen ever, right? Which which was amazing. They're friends. They know each other. They're like bedmates in a room. They know each other. Really
on that topic, Carl, I don't know how some fans were. I understand. Yes, we didn't get a strike last season, but for them to actually question the club and say, they wanted a Cheeky out and Ferran Soriano out, is pure stupidity in my eyes. Like you okay? I get you didn't get what you wanted. Yes, you can complain on that, but for you to arguably say for them to just get out, yeah, I want to see where those people are. Those same people that were saying, Ferran Soriano out and Cheeky out, yeah. I want to see whether they have that same energy now that we got Haaland.
the flip side to this is think about what this does for the image of the club, right? A player who's one of two, Mbappe and Haaland, that's what everybody talks about, right? This season, right? Mbappe, Haaland. Mbappe may end up staying in Paris, by the way.
Oh yeah,
right?
He's looking at
Because
2 years, right?
Because much as we hate Paris, or I don't hate them, right? These guys know how to play the game of money. They're telling Mbappe, look, Kylian, let me tell you something, Kylian, right? We need you in this club, right? We're going to pay you $100 million signing bonus. We're going to pay you $50 million a year, right? We're going to make you captain of the team, and we're going to make sure you begin to pick the players that you want around you. That's big boy talk. That's beyond club rivalry and football wars, all that kind of shit on Twitter. This is, the Qatar is saying, we got a World Cup, right? In December, we need you as one of the faces for the World Cup. So we're ready to spend the money to make sure you're a big boy. This ain't about football wars or you haven't won a check. This is geopolitics at large. It's about telling Madrid, listen, we're going to use money to blow you out of the water. Now, City have a different approach, right? Adam, hold on. City's approach is we're not going to spend that kind of crazy money on £50 million a year and $100 million signing contract. We're not going to do that. What we are going to do is tell you that we have Guardiola, arguably one of the best managers of all time. We have a project that you can fit in. We have a home for you that's ready-made for you. And if you come here, you will win trophies. Right? You will succeed. You will increase your stock. So in 5 years' time, you're going to have to make a decision. Now, the hope is that in 5 years' time, he falls in love with the club that he's joined, like David Silva did when he came, like Aguero did when he came. Falls in love so much with the club that he joined that he stays another 5 years and becomes a legend, more than Aguero, more than David Silva. That's the idea. Pep talks about the club seduced me to come. Uses that word. They seduced me to come to the club. That's not ordinary, right? Pep stayed longer at City than he did at Barcelona and Bayern Munich combined.
Facts.
Combined. It's seduction. It's the project. It's the fans. It's the way we accept defeat, the way we understand where we've come from. It's the fact that after 3 days of mourning, we come out happy and joyous and looking forward to the next game. That's seduction.
Yeah.
You don't get that with other clubs, most other clubs.
And to that point.
Sorry, Veta.
Go
Can I
ahead.
ask something before you go, Veta? I'll ask something to Abdullah. Abdullah, are you here? Is Abdullah still with us? Then go ahead, Veta. I think he's gone.
So just with regards to the point, with regards to disappointment, defeat.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. I'll remember my point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here, Patrick.
Okay, let me just read this before you go. McLaren says Haaland will sell shirts in Siberia.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead. I want to ask you, as somebody who's watching from outside,
Okay.
I know you're not biased. I know you don't like being biased. Like some of these fans, I know that will just be biased for the sake of it. Somebody watching from outside, I know we touched on it a bit before I go to Veta. Yourself as a fan from Chelsea, right? Even though let's say even City, if we manage to not win anything this season, where maybe we miss out on the Premier League, you never know. It might happen. You never know. But I'm saying a fan like yourself, you see all this, what's happening, right? But right now, you're looking at City, who have just slapped Newcastle 5-0 without a striker. They have slapped so many teams without a striker, and now they're adding another spice. What would you see yourself from outside? Do you feel like, we have to catch up to them, or you're like, you know what, let's just give up?
As the Chelsea fans, I think what the new owners are kind of doing is kind of catching up to Liverpool, kind of catching up to Manchester City in terms of the point, because the last time we won the Premier League title was 2017. That's like 5 years ago. So I think what the new owners are doing is, we know we can't kind of kind of beat Man City, but as long as we can cut the point deficit to like maybe 5 or 3 points, that is progress in terms of being a Chelsea fan, and that's what I want. Because if Man City are kind of topping the table with 15 points, 10 points, I'm gonna be worried, because I'll be like, that is not the title challenge for me. So yes, Man City have, even without Haaland, as a fans, I'm still worried. Now they have Haaland now. I keep telling people, see, you do not underrate Pep Guardiola as a manager. He's a freak of a nature. I keep telling people, he's a madman. I call him a madman. He's a freak of a nature. He has a style of play which you call the Johan Cruyff system. And everybody have to respect his style of play. Whether you like him or not, you gotta respect him. Now Haaland is coming in. I'm like, how people say, how does Pep Guardiola play with Haaland? He knows how to see. He doesn't have a striker. Fine. There's KDB. there's Foden, there's Riyad Mahrez, Gundogan is there, Rodri is there. You have passer of the ball who can just close their hands and pass. Haaland doesn't do anything. Just have the movement beyond the space and boom, it's a goal. So that's what they need. So you have passer of the ball, you have someone who can pass the ball to him without even playing their height. And you are telling me, how does Pep want to fit in Haaland into the team? We all know how everybody knows how Pep gonna play. Well, all we have to accept it. Let's just move on with it. As a Chelsea fan, all I'm hoping is, as long as we can compete with Man City and Liverpool, I'll be fine. Because our level as a club is compete with Manchester. See, Liverpool, I'm not even worried about it because I know the owner we brought in. I'm confident about the owners in terms of flogging Liverpool in the next 2-3 years. I'm confident in that with the right player profile and everything. Where I'm going to is Manchester City. That is what I want to like. The way they're signing players, their boardroom, sporting director, the scout and everything. That is exactly what my club to be. I'm not worried about Liverpool. They never scare me in a bit. I'm not always worried about them at all. Those English pundits, all of them are just idiots because all of them are just Liverpool fans. And I understand them.
Would you take back the African football director that you had? I forgot his name. What's his name? Emmanuel or something like that.
Emmanuel is a genius. My Nigerian brother, he's a genius.
Yeah, he was good, isn't he? He's not who brought you all those talents.
Patrick, Nigerians don't play, man. We don't play.
Emmanuel is the problem with Emmanuel. See, my problem with Emmanuel is when we have Roman Abramovich, Emmanuel has an issue with Gunnar and them Roman because there are some certain players in which Roman and the board are signing, in which Emmanuel said no. This sack and go has to stop. He said, Roman, we understand you want to buy this, but he has to stop. There have to be a philosophy in which the club has to follow on a long time. If you want to build a team, you want to challenge for Man City and Liverpool, there have to be a philosophy in place in which in the next 2, 3, 4 years, there have to be a manager that be like, I trust this manager, regardless of the situation, regardless of anything. This is the manager for the future. That is
that man is making us Nigerians proud, man. Emmanuel.
Exactly, because it's very annoying to me right now because Emmanuel literally just resigned himself. They didn't sack him. He told Roman, I want to leave. And the Roman asked me why. He said, I cannot work with Marina Ganaskia because you are putting her ahead of me as the sporting director. I can't do that anymore. I cannot work with that because we had Mourinho, there was Conte, there was Sarri. Now we have 3 managers in which we have different philosophy of play in the team. And look at the team we have. All of them are Conte, Mourinho, Sarri, now Lampard system. Now Tuchel has coming now. The same players under their hair as this is the same players that are there right now. That's what the problem is because I really can foresee what is going on in the club. Like, Roman, something is going on bad. You need to fix. You are the owner of this club. This cannot be going on. We can be doing sack and go and win into office. But they have to become something called sustainability. If that doesn't happen in the club, we're going to be going back. Instead of going forward, we're going to be going backward. And that was the reason Emmanuel left Chelsea Football Club. Because he said he's tired and sick of the sustainability in club, which we can't even fix at all.
Oh, cool. Let me give a shout out to this guy. Look, man, I'm gonna give this guy flowers. I told you, Carl. This guy, man, his name is Z. This is a guy, you can go follow him, man. Before all these guys who've been talking that medicals are done, this guy reported it early this morning. Yesterday, he already said the image rights with the player are done. Man, Z, I don't know if you ever see this. Respect to you. This guy, months ago, already said there was a meeting held between Dortmund and City. Things have been done. He was the only one, even when the Spanish people are saying, he was actually retweeting them and saying you're lying. So this guy, man, has been top tier. With this Haaland news, has been top tier. I know that Fab, the tapping merchant, comes in and looks great, but these are the people who are in the background. Now, let me just say something, guys. I know this video had to also be Newcastle and Frankie de Jong, but I've removed that out of the title. It's gone to Haaland. That's gone. I'm sorry, guys. That's gone. So now, before we close up, Veta, I think you wanted to say something, but I'm also going to ask you something, Veta. You see what Abdullah just said? That's what most people are saying. Oh, he's right now. Oh, when you're done with all these guys, I was just looking at Twitter. You have no idea what ridiculousness has started. There's overrated.
What's going on now?
He's never scored in the champion. Well, he's never done anything good in the Champions League. He was the top goal scorer in the Champions League.
See, this is it. It's as a Chelsea fan right now. As a Chelsea fan right now, it's difficult because see, the hell we watch football now because there's social media now. People can see whatever they want to see. I can understand that. If you have been watching football for the past in the early 2000, 1998, 1995, you will understand football much better than this era right now. Because there's social media in which people can like Google, internet, blah 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 blah. And I keep telling people there's a difference between Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. There's a difference. I know where my club is going in terms of the. See, when American people take over now, I'm happy because I'm like, now they're gonna be so much sponsorship and everything. I'm cool with that.
I agree.
I'm also not happy because I'm saying my club needs a sporting director, and I've been crying for a very long time with that. I'm not happy Ganaskia is being the face of Chelsea Football Club. It's annoying me. Not that she's doing a bad job, but I want her to go back to her doing her shirt. That is what she does. That do the shirt sponsorship. I'm cool with that. Do the negotiation. I'm cool with that. I don't want to see you doing anything about sporting director. No. That is not our job. It's pissing me off as the fans.
Patrick, I just want to answer that those people talk about Haaland champion. Let me read this down, right? In the Champions League, in all, Haaland has played 17 times in the Champions League, 17 games in the Champions League. He has scored 21 goals in 17 games in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And then if you add the goals if you add the Europa League, he scored 25 goals in 23 matches all over Europe. So he's played 17 times in the Champions League. He scored 21 goals in 17 matches, which is 1.05 or 1.02 goals per game. Right? How many has our good friend Raheem Sterling scored for us in the Champions League? Again, it's not a negative. I'm just saying when you compare 17 matches, 21 goals in the Champions League. And we're talking about Liverpool, against PSG, against Real Madrid. Right? The only team I think he scored against is probably City. And when we played them the last time.
Yeah, it was on the Man City. He scored against majority of the teams. This is quite funny. And now Madrid, I think you predicted this, Carl, that when you see Madrid being sour, throwing sour fruits, now they're saying, oh, City is a stepping stone. They're saying, oh, Madrid has made a brilliant idea. He gets injured a lot. But he wants to go to Madrid, and Haaland knew that if he goes to Madrid, he'll never go anywhere. So this is a stepping stone. I hope he looks at these things and look how nasty this club is. So, Vader, what did you want to say?
I was going to talk about, and you know what, it segues pretty well because it's about the fan base, right? It's about rival fans. It's about our fans. It gets misconstrued. It gets misunderstood that because City fans aren't loud, aren't the ones that are constantly reminding others of our success, right? Because we're not so heavy inside the spaces on the YouTube channels and in the comments, because we're not that type of fan base, they misunderstand that to be not confident or not supportive or not or quote unquote not a supporting fan base, which is the furthest thing from the truth. We don't necessarily live in those spaces, but with regards to our team, we're there for our team. We're there for our players. We don't come out and crush and kill the players and their performance in the semis. That doesn't mean we don't have ambition for our team. That doesn't mean we don't have ambition to go further in the tournament. It's just how we relate to our players and our club. Because at the same time, when you have movements like these that are happening behind the scenes and being surprised as a fan base to now have confirmation that Erling Haaland signed, and we know our board are also getting us Alvarez. When you have movements like those, why are you going to say clear house? Why are you going to say get rid of the manager? Why are you going to say things need to burn? Right? So we know that movement's happening for improvement. That's why we're quiet. Not because we're not ambitious. Not because we don't demand more or want more. It's because we have trust in what's being done. And a movement like today is why.
So, Vader.
Wait. You can talk about Alfie because I brought Alfie as the man.
I'll talk about Alfie. But I want to emphasize what Vader just talked about. And he must have said it, but I want us to pick up on it. He said the movement today. Okay? The movement. In the global game of football across Europe, there's certain moves you make in the chess game that says we are here to stay and we will take the best player in Europe and we'll make that move. 15, 20 years ago, we were in League 1, League 2, League 3, struggling for relegation. We're here right now, we hit stay, and we will make that move. It's the movement. Now, the question is, what move is Chelsea going to make? What move are Liverpool going to make?
I can
What
tell you,
move?
I'm a Chelsea fan. I can tell you my own.
Right. What move are United going to make? Right. And the Premier League guys, they're just sitting back and just chilling and saying, "Y'all keep fighting." Right? All your Liverpool, City, Chelsea, y'all just keep fighting, right? Get all these best players. Guess what? Because we, the Premier League, we're just going to chill. We're going to count that cash. Because at the end of the day, we've given you the platform to create the best football competition in the world, the most competitive. We're not talking about a club playing Villarreal, Benfica, and Inter Milan getting to the final. No. We're talking about every single game matters. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, it matters. 38 games from summer to this winter to spring back to summer again. It matters.
Carl, that's why I'm happy that we get an American owners. That's why I'm happy, because now that we have an American owners, we can properly spend. And people have this logic of, see, at the Chelsea, I'm not being salty, and I can tell. This is live on Patrick channel now. Everybody can clip me. I can categorically say in 2 years' time, I can see Liverpool going back being it like. Not being a big club that they actually dream of being, because now City, Chelsea are kind of coming back up, and people may be like, because of club deep. I keep telling people, Man City are making move for Haaland. Chelsea might potentially make move for some names in which I've never heard of. Now, where does it put Liverpool and Man United? Because people are saying club is this, Guardiola is that, Tuchel is this. I just can look at them and laugh. I said the way people say bad stuff about Pep makes me laugh, and also in terms of Tuchel too. I know Tuchel has been facing some bad stuff in Chelsea. I can understand that. Yes, every manager deserves some criticism. Yes, but he has to. It's way too much. Because Guardiola has a style of play which everybody in world football knows. Same with Tuchel too. I know the kind of way Tuchel wants to play, but he's been forced to play back three. Why? Because we have some players in our team that I don't want to even mention their name now, that have been pissing me off ever since they come to Chelsea Football Club. So I can understand the pros and cons in Chelsea, but Liverpool fans will never tell you the truth. They won't tell you the truth. They will never, because we have club, we have this. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine comparing.
We have the best players in the world.
Comparing Van Dijk to Maldini, Alexander Nesta. That's making some widow. Big one. Nesta, Maldini, Sergio Ramos. No. It doesn't make any sense, man. It does not. It doesn't. I can understand people kind of being salty, but Carl, Haaland is not a Kwakwa signing, though. Haaland is a goal scorer. And when you have a player like KDB, Foden, Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, even Ederson Moraes can pass. He's a midfielder, not even a goalkeeper anymore. No. You are telling me it's simple. I'm serious now. You are telling me you want to play Fulham?
You know the funny thing,
Edison's going to play midfield goalkeeper.
You know what Edison's going to do, right, Abdullah? You know what he's going to do, Edison's going to go kill us. Okay, you know, I'm not passing to KDB himself. I know they pass to you. I
will pass to Haaland.
I'm not passing
with one. It's called with one. Boom, Haaland. See, you need to understand something. If you want to send the club, you can. But Guardiola has an implement in its code in with the see, they have passers of the game in the ball in KDB, Mahrez, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva and co. Haaland doesn't do anything. Just be in the post, wait for the pass, and game over. It's game over. As a Chelsea, I'm worried because all I have to do is pack the box again.
One Liverpool fan said to me the other day that Haaland is a what's it, tap-in merchant. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's a freak of a nature.
Wait. Let me ask this. You said what? So what? Wait. This is the thing. I've always said this to a lot of people. So when it's a tap-in, do they write at the bottom when they score that Raheem Sterling go tap in at the bottom? Do they say that? They don't say that. What's wrong with people with this tap in?
Patrick, the thing is that if we had a tap in merchant on Wednesday, that goal that Grealish misses is a goal. Yeah. We're tapping merchant versus Leon, that goal that Sterling misses is a goal.
Yeah.
We're tapping merchant versus Burnley, 100 points because 102 points, 105 points.
Mm-hmm.
Lukaku at Inter Milan was the perfect tapping merchant, but he got goals. I watched Romelu yesterday, the game he played against Wolves.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about Lukaku?
That second goal that he scored against Wolves.
He's Lukaku right now.
That is a man.
That was a Timberlake model.
Oh, that's a goal.
Relax.
Sorry, guys. I'm not sure if I missed this. Not to derail it, but based off of that Tottenham performance versus
Man.
Liverpool, right? I could easily see Tuchel instructing his players to mirror something very close to that for Saturday.
Vapor, I am a Chelsea fan, and I will see. I'm telling you right now, Saturday is this coming. As a Chelsea, I'm telling you right now, I'm not be surprised if I'm gonna be seeing 9-9-1 against Liverpool. I'm a Chelsea fan.
No, I believe you, but it's funny to hear.
Tuchel will tell his player, pack the ball. So all I have to do is just Timo Werner versus Alexander Arnold. That's it. Timo Werner versus Alexander Arnold. That's it. Pack all the balls. Just one counter. Game over. Club will now come out and say, I hate playing Chelsea because they pack the ball. I don't care about you packing the ball. All I care is about winning and getting that trophy. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I care about. It was coming to Tottenham Hotspur and telling you don't like the way Antonio Conte played. Do Conte care about you? Conte wants to win.
Yeah.
The man complains about everything. He complains about the weather, the grass.
Abdullahi, game. I watched that game again, Alano, yesterday. I was speaking, a language you understand and English, kind of mixing it up. And Tottenham were really good, man. That game. I mean, really, really good. That Kulusevski guy on that left,
they
that's right.
They took out what is called Luis Diaz? They took him out of the game.
My goodness. I mean, that Kulusevski guy, that guy is really good. He's a buy.
And I'm just seeing, this is my hope to Tottenham Hotspur. My hope is keep Conte. Just keep Conte because you are building something around that guy. Just keep him. If they can keep Conte and build around him, Chelsea coming up, Man City have Haaland.
Adam has made a question for you. So this is Alfie Haaland, Erling Haaland's father. You can look at his left shoulder, his left arm. You see that captain's band right there.
Yeah.
How much an influence do you think this guy had in this decision for his son to come to City?
He was a big factor, the same way that he was a big factor for him moving to Dortmund from RB Salzburg.
And I was gonna say, I think it was purposely understated, but we've all come from parents. Parents have an influence over us. It doesn't matter how old you are. And in terms of a young football player seeing his dad play and maybe hearing some stories and obviously hearing how he's continued to be loved at a club that he performed at, I think the influence is heavy. It's going to be understated. It's not going to be talked about much. Maybe we'll start hearing it through Manchester City branding and things of that nature. But behind the scenes and what's happened with regards to this going through, I think it's been a heavy influence. And I think the trust there with regards to, like I said earlier, the project that's presented in front of them, right? Like we as a club also have to make sure that we're accountable and not selling false goods to, a former player that's put his blood, sweat, and tears for us.
That's a good one. What you said is good, and that's another thing. I don't want to be negative, but I hope okay. Look, I'm just gonna be short with this one because I know I'm gonna open a can of worms. I just hope Haaland is given opportunity because my guy, he's got mood swings. If he has a mood swing with you, let's not please, Pep, I beg. Let's not see Haaland on the bench in a Champions League semi-final. Pep, I'm telling you, I think Pep doesn't understand that now the level has gone here.
But I think that if you watch the game against Madrid twice, I think he has, and he himself said it in a press conference that against Chelsea I made a mistake. It was a press conference, right? I didn't prepare well enough. I think one thing we can say from that Madrid game twice that he did everything he was supposed to do, every single tactic. Maybe bar one, I felt that Jesus should have started on the right instead of Mahrez, but Mahrez got the goal. Took one goal up, so he did everything that he was supposed to do, which tells me the man is learning. And I go back to that press conference again, the press conference that he gave, the pre-Newcastle press conference. If you're a lover of football, right, forget about Guardiola, forget that it's Man City, forget about that, right? Go and watch that press conference because you'll learn about the philosophy and the spirit of football, what it means, how you can win a game and lose a game, what it means to understand context about football. It really enlightened me, which is why yesterday, I played with my kids, we had a game yesterday. Even me myself, I changed the way I looked at the game. I'm always very aggressive on the sideline. I just chilled because anything can happen. It's football. What do you do then? What do you do when Rodrigo gets a double header and ball goes into the net? How do you explain that? It's football. When Laporte jumps, go clear a ball and he hits his hand by mistake, how do you explain that? Penalty in the last minute. That's football.
Yeah.
Chelsea going up, Chelsea leading 3-0, conceding twice to Real Madrid in last minute. Football. PSG, right? Courtois, what's the keeper's name? What's the name again? Donnarumma, messing about.
Yeah.
That's football. What are you going to do?
The thing that I
say
want.
one thing on this guy? Can I just say
Yeah.
one thing on the Alfie? I think, believe it or not, people might take this lightly, right? I think the great Adam just spoke there and said he said from Salzburg, you're going to Dortmund for development. I think there was no way he was going to send him to Man United after what Roy King did to him, and after how United did not even apologize, and they supported Roy King as their captain, saying, "Well done for doing that," and that destroyed that. That was the end of Alfie's career. The Haaland's father. I'm pretty sure as his son, I'm telling you, I won't be surprised if Haaland goes extra against United. I won't be surprised if he goes ham against United and slaps them with his first hat trick. But anyway, I wanted also to say one thing. Yes, I heard a lot that he's been an influence and he's the one who's told him that, look, go here. And I hope to God that as Kyle said, that he falls in love with the club and ends up staying. Now, guys, I'm going to ask this before we close up. I'll start with you, Vader. Haaland is here, right? I know we've had a stream for 1 hour, but who cares? A lot of people are watching. Like the vid, guys. Like the vid. Let me just say for a minute, I'm the guy who does the advertisement on the channel here, so that's my job. These guys who talk, I do advertisement. Like the vid, guys. Like the vid. Subscribe to Vader Games. Subscribe to Pitchpoint, the Blue Studio with Abdullah, and subscribe to Adam, who does very amazing spaces. I'm pretty sure he's going to do another one just to yeah, I'm pretty sure Adam is going to do another one just to rattle fans. But I wanted to say this. This is a question to the panel. Vader, I'm going to start with you. Now you see Haaland is in. I know all of us are saying who we want. Like, do you think Pep is now going to restructure? Because I don't know if you guys have been watching the Pep team. I was having an argument with a Liverpool fan today. I told him, I was like, do you know that the Pep team has changed every season? If you don't know football, that means you're silly. It's changed. That 17 team, that was 100. That team used to be countered easily. We used to do counter attacks. That's why you see that Man City was winning like 5-4, big numbers. It was 5-3. But now he stopped. He found a way to stop counters. So, Veta, looking at all that, how do you think it's going to change now? Because he was doing the first 9 this season. How do you think we're going to play? Do you think we're going to see Alvarez and Haaland as the two strikers in the front? Do you think that will be possible? Because if we play two strikers with Jesus and Aguero, we used to score so many goals. We scored 7 against Watford. So do you think we're going to see two strikers, or Alvarez will be put in a second row striker where he tags to the wing? Or do you think okay, let me just ask you, who do you want to be as the front now? We're just starting from midfield for yourself. And how do you think Guardiola is going to initiate Haaland? I'm pretty sure before you sign a player, as he did with Grealish, he talks to you and tells you how he's going to play you.
100%. And the thing, and I hate you. I hate you for always putting me in this situation talking about next year and players. But with the squad that we currently have, right, and the fact that we acquired Grealish, the fact that we have such a young talent in Foden, the fact that we have Mahrez, Sterling, Jesus, and now we've added Alvarez and Haaland. The possibilities are really endless in terms of what we do up front. Did I forget someone? And we're missing Palmer, right? We can't dismiss the talent that we have.
Grealish, McAtee,
as well, McAtee as well.
Dozier.
Delap.
And the lap. Exactly. So
what happens to him though? Anyway, go ahead.
Players
and you're forgetting Patrick's son.
Hold on.
You're forgetting Patrick's son, Lavia.
Hold on. Vader, go ahead. Sorry.
So to really say what I would want in terms of the front three is one thing. To say what Pep's going to do is another thing. I want to say this, though, with regards to Pep and what I would like to see. I don't want our new acquisitions, I don't want our young talent thrown to the wolves. I don't envision Pep doing this. I know that there's going to be expectations. Such a great signing in the summer. Game 1, they need to start. Whether everyone starts at once, I don't quite see that. But I do see, if the rules are true, and here's another conversation for another show, guys. If the rules are true with the 5 subs, yes, exactly, Carl. that is where this actually comes to be a magical season, because players can give it their all for 60 minutes, right? And come off and be subbed on for another player that's going to give it their all for 30 minutes, and vice versa, depending on depending on the cups that we're playing with in the week, as well as being prepared for Champions League. So there's a lot to consider here. Sorry, I see you pointing.
No, this is huge, Patrick, Vader, Abdullahi, and Adam, because this is massive. Because we need to do a show. I'll say it offline.
Okay.
About this, because the impact of the 5 subs, it changes. Jesus, why do I have to leave when there's 5 subs? I'm still going to get game time. Mahrez, I don't have to leave when there's 5 subs. Before it was 3, and when it's 3, it's done, right? Done.
Exactly. And because, again, we will dive into it a lot deeper, because the science is telling us that these players shouldn't be playing the length of time within these matches. That's what the science is saying. They need to be subbed off. So if that is the case, it's not about holding to tradition and looking at players not completing a game as a bad thing. No, the science is telling us that these players now playing in more competitions, now playing in international competition as well, they need these breaks. So we as a fan base better understand, if a player gets subbed off, it's not a criticism. It's quote unquote load management, if you want to use the NBA term, right? It's managing these players so that they are able to remain at peak performance at this stage of the season next year. So in terms of the players and the squad themselves, I would like to see everyone get a chance to burn, everyone get a chance to go out there and do their thing, play at a high intensity. Haaland up front, 100%. On the left, I currently see Foden. That's where I see him, right? This is going to sound terrible. This is early. I'm free to change my mind as things progress. I'm talking about this in May. But Foden, Haaland, and I do see the youth remaining, and I do see Jesus on that right-hand side for now, in terms of, because we're not going to lose our pressing. We're not going to lose our ability to press between Foden.
Is it true?
Sorry,
let
me just finish.
Okay.
I know that Foden and Jesus do show a propensity to pass as well. They have an eye up. They look into Mill to get the passes in, and I trust them right now. That's obviously leaving Mahrez, Sterling, Alvarez, and our youth players on the bench as of right now. But again, we talked about the 5 subs. And then what I've been seeing, and I know it's been kind of like a change throughout the game. It's not always a starting formation, but I've seen us play De Bruyne more as a 10. And Rodri and Silva are the ones back there collecting the ball, breaking up play, and then bringing things forward. I kind of see that being more of a mix. And the back line, we can talk about the back line, and hopefully there's acquisitions later on. But the front, that's what I'm seeing right now. And the possibilities are endless. We definitely will have to do a show on this, guys.
Yeah. Sebastian Hope, go ahead. You were saying thing. Did I?
You're muted.
I was saying, I wanted to ask you guys a question. I'm hearing the news that Gabriel Jesus might go back to my sign for Arsenal Football Club. Is that true, or is it just a rumor?
It's a rumor. As far as we know, it's a rumor.
Because the report said Jesus is not happy that you guys are going for Haaland. That it might be like
the thing is, who's reporting that, right? Is the question. But the truth is, here's the truth, right? Somebody's going to have to leave.
Yeah. Between
Sterling, Jesus, and Mahrez, one of them is going to. I'll be surprised if all 3 stay.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, I'll be surprised if all 3 stay. Now, if I'm Gabriel Jesus, right, and I've said from day one, I like to play on the winger spot. That's where I like to play. The problem now is Alvarez is coming in, so now you have 4 for 1 spot, right? Somebody's going to have to go. If he's happy going to Arsenal or going to another club to get more game time, get our money, wish him well, thank him, and then he moves on. But if you ask me, a betting man, who's going to leave, I have this funny suspicion that we may see Sterling go to FC Barcelona and Frankie de Jong coming the other way for a cash plus player deal. That's what I think is going to happen. You know why I say that? Because number one, Adama Traore, they're not going to renew his contract. They're sending him back to Wolves end of the season.
Yep.
So he's gone, right? So he was supposed to be the right winger for them.
Yeah.
Ousmane Dembele is out of contract, and
He wants to come to Chelsea. The report already said
he may be going to Chelsea, which means now there's a gap on Barcelona's right hand side that needs to be filled. All right. Now, Ousmane Dembele is free, which means Chelsea can make the deal for him because there's no transfer fee.
Yeah.
And automatically he becomes a capitalized asset on Chelsea's balance sheet. And for fans out there, you need to understand this idea of a free transfer. It's not just no wages, no transfer fee. It's the capitalization of that person once he comes on the balance sheet. What I mean by that is you take a free agent player like Dembele, who's what, 25, 26?
24.
He's 24. He's worth at least 80 million pounds, correct, Abdullahi? At least 80 million pounds, right? That 80 million pounds, when it's reflected on the books of the club, Chelsea, because he's an asset, he's recorded as an 80 million pound asset on the books because he was free, and there's no payout to Barcelona because there's no transfer fee. Are you guys following me?
Yeah.
That's the value of the free transfer on the books of the club. So I think he's going to go. I think Sterling is probably going to end up going to Barcelona to play that right side, and then cash plus player for Frankie de Jong coming the other way.
Okay,
that's what I think is going to end up happening, but we'll see.
Because for me, you can't have Haaland and Alvarez together, and Jesus, Sterling, and Mahrez stays.
Somebody has to go.
Two or one of them have to go. That's where the problem is, because that's an headache for that. They'll be looking at Pep. Where do you want to play us? Where do you want to play us?
I think if Arsenal make top 4, which is looking likely, I think Jesus goes to Arsenal.
Okay.
I think
so. He does go to Arsenal.
I think so. I think Gabriel Jesus, with Arteta being there, and that relationship between Pep and Arteta, and then the fact that he will be the number 9 starting, I think it's a front 3 of Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli as a front 3.
That could work also with Ode, because Arsenal play like a 4-2-3-1 with Odegaard as a number 10. And
don't forget that for Arsenal, Nketiah is out of contract end of the summer. So is Lacazette.
Yeah.
There's a gap that's there. Now, Nketiah can double for Jesus if he wants to as a second option for rotation. Right? That can happen. Lacazette's going to go down for sure. So, to me, if you ask me today, as a betting man, who's going to leave, I think Jesus may end up leaving. But I have a funny feeling that Sterling may be the one that actually is the wild card. Because Sterling has 12 months on his contract, so they have to make a decision. Is he going to stay or is he going to leave? If he wants to leave, where's he going to go? He can go to Madrid. They got Vinicius, they got Mbappe. Is he going to go to Dortmund? Or no? Is he going to go to Bayern Munich? No. Masane is there, and Mane is going to go there. So where does he go? He can't go to Chelsea. He can't go to Liverpool. Where's he going to go? He's going to go to Barcelona.
Yep. The problem is, can they afford these wages? Because I think it's demanding from high wages for you guys.
He's going to have to take a pay cut, or he's going to stay at City. One of the two. That's the problem. That's another problem in his wages, right? If he wants to get 400k, Barcelona ain't going to pay him 400k. Which is why, Abdullahi and Vader, which is why...
Wait, I have an answer for you. Sorry. Let me answer you on this. But the thing is, if Frankie de Jong is leaving, who gets 500 something a week, that means there's money for him.
Fair, that's fair. But Frankie de Jong is not going to come to City anymore than De Bruyne.
Nope.
He's going to have to negotiate some kind of deal where he gets a reduced salary. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is what I'm happy with American owners for Chelsea, because Lukaku is
but Patrick's point though, let's think about this, right? Sterling goes the other way, right? Barcelona save money on him because his wages demand is not even as high as Frankie de Jong.
Yeah,
somebody's going to have to push and pull here. But I think that it's all based on Sterling, what he wants to do.
Exactly, and I'm hearing Barcelona is wanting a striker. They want someone that's gonna be like a deputy to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And that they want a number 9. They've been looking to her for Lewandowski. Bayern said they are not selling Lewandowski. So that's where the problem of Bayern Munich are. They want to sign. They want to sign up. They already confirmed Andres Christensen, Aspi, Alonso coming to Barcelona. So they want a number 9 that can score the goals for them. That could be like a deputy to Aubameyang.
Yeah, the other thing too is that Barcelona will get rid of people like Luke de Jong, Memphis Depay, all those guys.
And everything.
They'll all go off the band, off the wage book. All those guys will clear the wages for like.
To be honest with you guys, you know who I feel like will leave? I feel like it'll be Riyad Mahrez. The only reason why I'll say probably Sterling will probably stay is probably due to the English homegrown quota. That's probably where I could. That's the only reason where I could say Sterling could probably survive. But so I could feel like for some odd reason I feel like Riyad Mahrez will be the one that makes the way.
That's fair, Adam. Adam, let me ask you this question, Adam. Let me ask you this, follow that, right? The fact that Erling Haaland is only going to get 300k per week, allegedly.
Yep.
How does that change Raheem Sterling's mindset around what he's asking for 400k when this superstar is coming in for that kind of money that's less than right now? I think Sterling earns what, what does it earn?
I think 300k.
I mean, I don't know what else.
I mean, from a negotiation standpoint, Sterling, as fantastic as he's been throughout his career at Manchester City, to surpass or to be the best played player on our club, I think maybe that's where you ask high and meet somewhere in the middle. He can't expect to be the top earner at Manchester City, despite how much he's loved, despite the attention that he gets with regards to being a local player. It just doesn't net out right. And to your point, Adam, with regards to English player quota, I mean, currently we now have Grealish, Foden, with regards to, and Carson, right? As in terms of first team players.
Walker.
So, and Walker. And this year we've carried a lot of players in terms of like the development team on our first team as well.
McAtee.
And Stones and McAtee and Palmer, and exactly. And Riley got some more game time. So it's gonna be interesting. I think we can't argue at the end of the day that the board make poor decisions when it comes to the numbers, right? The numbers have to make sense. And that in that regard, we can't fault them if a player has to move on.
I think for Chelsea, Abdullah, I think Vader talked about move, right? I think this is the first chess move in the chess game for the Premier League, which the other 4 teams have to now respond.
Yeah,
right?
I think Chelsea's already responding.
So if your board didn't want to respond before, now this move is going to force them to respond because there will be pressure from the fans, pressure from the league, not from the league itself, but pressure from the fans and pressure internally from the players. So they got Haaland, they got all these players. What are we going to do? Right?
Yeah, because as a Chelsea fan, already we are going for the Monaco guy, the Monaco midfielder, Tchouaméni. We're also going for Ousmane Dembele of FC Barcelona, who's going to come in the summer as a free agent. So we might go for we're going for a centre back, 2 centre back, which is Jules Koundé, which is going to be first priority, and it's going to be between Kalidou Koulibaly of Napoli, or I'm not sure of the second person, but I'm sure of Kalidou Koulibaly and Jules Koundé. So we're going to reinforce the centre back and the mid and the DM, and also in terms of the winger, we are also going to get maybe Dembele too. But this is where the problem is. The striking position, because I'm hearing Tuchel said he wants to replace Romelu Lukaku, and I'm like, now Lukaku is going. Who do we replace Lukaku? Because Lewandowski is not leaving Bayern. I'm sorry, it's going nowhere. So now Harry Kane is not going to sign for Chelsea. I am sorry, Daniel Levy is not selling. In my widest team, that guy is not leaving Tottenham Hotspur.
I don't know how you sell Lukaku.
I don't know how Chelsea confidently entices another striker because of
Lukaku.
Lukaku was there, and even prior to them, they've just shown that they haven't been able to make it work. So even if the rumor was a Lewandowski, how does he look at the lack of service or the performance of Lukaku and think, okay, I can just get in there and I'm gonna get my goals? Like,
that's not the problem, because we lack a creative. Look at Man City now. Man City have KDB who can pass, Guduka can pass, Foden can pass. In Chelsea, we don't have it. So we need that kind of player that can see. As much as I want to criticize Lukaku is not a bad striker. When you give him those chances, that guy will score goals. I can put my money on it anytime, any day. When you give Lukaku chances, he will score goals.
If I'm not correct, wasn't Fabregas the last creative midfielder that Chelsea had?
Yes, it was Fabregas,
Fabregas was the last creative midfielder that they literally had. Ever since then, Chelsea haven't been the same.
Like I said, I'm hoping and praying, apart from us getting Tchouaméni, maybe we'll get someone like maybe Paulo Dybala that can play as a number 10. Then I will open up space for Lukaku, because now if you have Dybala, they can just play as a number 10, Tchouaméni to Dybala, then Dybala can just play the ball up to Lukaku.
I have an idea for you. Let me know what you think about this, right? What if you go and get Eriksen from Brentford as a creative player?
Yes, I love that. But the problem is...
That's actually a good idea.
We will go. Can Chelsea go for Eriksen? I am not sure of that because there's not been any link for us going for Christian Eriksen. So
because that guy is a creative.
he's a creative player. He is a creative player, and as much as I kind of, I hate to put it this way, I would love to go for Labiu Pogba. That is why
me too. I would love Labiu.
If Chelsea have Tchouaméni can sit is a DM, and he can also do the dirty work in which Fernandinho, Fabinho, Casemiro does for that club. Tchouaméni can do that. Now I have creative player of who is called Labiu. Who can? I don't want him to defend. Labiu, just pass. Do whatever you want to do in the midfield. Don't come and defend because you have a defender. No, you have a DM at your back in Tchouaméni. Do the other work you are doing. That opens us way for Lukaku because now you have a striker who just give me the ball. He's gonna score against Wolverhampton Wanderers. That is the best of Lukaku I've ever seen. Ever signed for Chelsea. You give him the ball, he will score those goals.
Yeah.
But because of Chelsea, we criticize him because of the interview he did and everything. I can understand that. But look at the player, the kind of core of player we are. All of them are brainless. Pulisic, American endorsement and everything. Timo Werner, I don't want to talk about him at all. I don't want to have any conversation about him at all. You should just leave.
He might put in a shift because you guys are gonna want to, because he plays on your left hand side, right?
Yeah, but Tuchel doesn't want him to stay because the reason is because if we are gonna go for Dembele, there's no way in hell Timo Werner is staying.
Next season for sure.
Because this season just not gonna go for Timo Werner. Once the takeover is finished, I'm sorry, Ousmane Dembele. There's no way Timo Werner is staying or Hakim Ziyech. One of them have to go. Even Pulisic, not because it's an American owner, Pulisic might stay because America that is taking over Chelsea. So in between Ziyech and what's called Timo Werner, one have to leave. Gotcha. In my own, it might be Timo Werner. It might be Timo Werner, and that open up space for what's called. That open up space for Ousmane Dembele to come in because you cannot have Dembele, Pulisic, and Timo Werner. That cannot work. You cannot.
I agree with you. I think when you're talking about next year, you're right on. I'm still going to, not that I'm going to shamelessly be a Chelsea fan for this Saturday, but I think that Timo Werner, I think that Timo and I think Lukaku are going to be the problem makers against Liverpool on Saturday.
Yes, I agree. And the problem, my issue with Timo Werner is, I watched Timo Werner in RB Leipzig and I watched him in Germany. He played differently in both Leipzig and Germany, unlike in Chelsea. Because in Leipzig, he has Yusuf Poulsen, who is like the focal point, and Timo Werner kind of run behind him. And in Germany, there's Kai Havertz, there's Timo Werner, and there's Thomas Müller. Sorry. So Timo Werner can do what I want to because the system is being created by a creative player there. In Chelsea, we don't have a creative player. People say Giorgio pisses me off a lot because he gets the ball. Instead of him passing forward, he pass backward on the pass side.
But all that will change. But I wouldn't worry too much. All that will change. I mean, it will change. Tuchel's smart enough to figure it out. And I think you guys will do well next season. I think Saturday. I think if you approach the game the right way on Saturday and you're focused, I think you can. I think Tottenham game taught you guys a lot that you can exploit.
I'm not worried about. See, I keep telling people, while people are getting afraid of Liverpool, I don't get afraid because
I'm watching.
We've drawn the 3 matches. Yeah. We've drawn them.
Hey guys,
we know how to play Liverpool.
I just want to say real quick, Patrick, true City fan, obviously. Pitchpoints, Carl, Adam, and Sebastian Hope.
Abdullah is my name. I just put that one there.
Abdullah?
Yeah.
Abdullah. Thanks, guys. I actually have to run, but amazing content as always. There's going to be a lot to talk about. So I'll catch you guys soon.
And guys, he has a great show, Why Always Me. It's a monologue most of the time, but it's a very interesting monologue that he gives out. It's not like me and Patrick just talk a lot of rubbish.
Are you Balotelli now?
Vader is always very, very,
because I know Balotelli is always
Vader's kind of person you want to before you go to bed, get a cup of cocoa and just enjoy listening to him. It's very, very calm and very nice. So follow him.
Why Cow and me, you will make noise and wake up your baby. So anyway, guys, we're gonna cut it here. Anyway, guys, we're gonna cut it here. And thank you guys for coming on. The guys and Daniel, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I want everybody to come onto the space that I'll be starting because I want to piss off a lot of Liverpool fans.
coming.
So Adam is starting a space, guys. So you can join the Adam space. I'll also be there on the space as I'm cooking.
Because
So
it might become violent.
So get your champagnes ready. Whatever alcohol or whatever you want, get ready.
Okay,
Right,
so I'm going to close this one as I've been watching a lot of people.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, cool. I've been watching a lot of people who are doing YouTube, so I'm gonna close in the most professional way. Oh, thank you guys. Appreciate for being here with us. We always appreciate your love, guys. Make sure you subscribe, like the vids, share, subscribe to all the channel of Vator Games. Everything is in the description.
Saturday, all of us must be Chelsea fans.
We're all Chelsea
Yeah,
fans.
I know. We will. Yeah.
I
So
bet.
everything is in the description. So anyway, guys, peace. We're gone. See you until next time.
All right.
All right, take care.